Hello and welcome everybody. Hello and welcome everybody for today's live stream. Please write something in the chat window if you can see me and if you can want to do some analysis today for the future markets. I think that's what we're gonna do most likely over and over again, because this will give us a better understanding of how to use the volume ventures, our volume indicators, and also everything else with, for example, the Wyckoff Flow Structure map and so on. And as always, I would like to start with the indices. Everything is clear. Hello, Pink Piggy. Who else is there? I have 2 likes. We have 3 visitors. This is a very, very small live stream. And yeah, I do this for the community of Albatherium, of course. And I'm very sure that we will launch great futures in the future. For example, we will develop Albatherium to the next stage with a trade opportunity scanner, where, for example, we can run a trading opportunities for all the future markets for a certain watch list. And yeah, one criteria for me to decide if I want to have a trade or not, if I want to do a trade or not, is colorful candles. Always when we see colorful candles coming or going, it's time to decide. Okay, today there were massive long opportunities already in the Nasdaq. I traded the Nasdaq open with the breakout at directly after the open. There were nice long scalps possible, and it was very, very nice and very profitable. And you can see, for example, here on the 5-minute chart, the color came pretty early, 5 minutes after the open. This candle was already colorful. We started right away, 1 minute on the 1-minute chart. We started right away with colorful candles with a breakout to the upside. Here, 8:31. This is ETH. So this is the New York Central Time. We started also before, and there it continued. You can do long trades in this scenario, and it was really, really nice. I stopped somewhere because I had to, I think after half an hour, I stopped because it was enough. And this is also very important, not to be greedy, especially when you're doing intraday trading and you're not sitting in a swing trade for days. And so this is like one method how to find possible trading opportunities. Of course, if we look for swing trading opportunities, we see colorful candles now, and it's time to what? Enter, of course. You can enter here with a trading here, or also wait for a little pullback. We might see a pullback to this level and then continue higher. From my point of view, with today's colorful candles, the trading direction is clear until we see higher volume, much higher volume as the all-time highs from Tuesday, yesterday, okay, and also the previous highs from Monday. So what needs to happen? These buyers who are here, they need to push and move this market to new all-time highs. If we get a pullback and we get below, I would say, this level of 25,100, 25,050, somewhere here below this range, then we are done and we get a very big and steep and volatile correction to the downside. This volume, these algorithms which are coming now, they need to break this liquidity level with new all-time highs. If they cannot make it to new all-time highs today, tomorrow, if we cannot make it to new all-time highs, it's an absorption and it will be a failure and it leads to new lows, and then we can return again, but it will be more and more difficult because then this area here above is an absorption levels where big market participants are stacking their limit orders and selling the future markets, selling their positions, taking profits, and this might cause an end of this upward trend. We are in a very, very bullish upward trend in the indices. I think these buyers here who are coming now, we might see new all-time highs tonight. So from my point of view, it's time to enter in this kind of trade until we see colorful candles. Stop can be here below 25,050, 25,150. If we get in the middle of this range, from my point of view, it's done. And we have a very, very high risk that the indices correct and we see further correction to the downside. Taking a look on the other indices, this is the S&P 500. In the S&P 500, we have a similar situation. Volume Ventures is loading. We have a similar situation. We don't have that aggressive buyers, just one yellow candle, now white candles, and also here higher volume as the previous highs here from yesterday. Similar situation. And these guys, they need to push to new all-time highs. If they cannot make it and we fail below 6,780, 6,770 here and get back in the range below, it's done. And the correction, we will see a sharp correction. Always think about these levels. And of course, this is one of the most important things. These two screens, absorption, you know them, absorption and lack of participation. Yes, these two are the most important things. And if we don't see new all-time highs today and tomorrow in the US indices, we have an absorption with lower highs, higher volume. It's an absorption. So buyers are trapped and we need to think about going short or at least selling our long position, taking profits, securing the risk, whatever, managing the position at least. Okay, so this is one of the most important things. I'm bullish for the indices, as mentioned, and I think we will see new all-time highs in the S&P and in the Nasdaq today or tomorrow. If you like what I'm saying, please give me a like for the screen. For this stream, please give me a thumbs up and also write something in the chat window. This would be really, really nice. Just 10 minutes ago, I did a watch list for colorful candles. Lol. Yes, that's nice. That's nice. How have you done this, Volker? Maybe we can have a chat about this, a watch list for colorful candles. Alarm and so on. This would be nice to have it. I don't have it. I'm not a programmer. I don't know how to do these kind of things. I just know how to trade. In 50 minutes, does the part from October 7th, which is considerably below the Wyckoff range, still belong to the same Wyckoff range? NQ 50 minutes. Let's go back, answer the question. Okay, NQ, does the part from 7th of October here, 7th of October, which is considerably below the Wyckoff range, still belong to the same Wyckoff range? Yes, of course. The Wyckoff range, and this is where the Wyckoff indicator has some I think it's not the holy grail, okay? It is not the holy grail. You need to take everything into account what you see, because the Wyckoff range started here with the selling climax, automatic reaction, and a secondary test. With these three things, 1, 2, 3, the Wyckoff range starts and is defined. Okay, these three things define the Wyckoff range. And from then on, we see a breakout to the upside, a failure here with less volume. And here, from then on, from this breakout, we see this arrow printing to the upside. Okay, and then they failed, they fall back. And what happened when we get a closing below and a new open price below, this targets will reverse the downside. Okay, so this is something like a repainting, and this will be solved, or there will be a better version with a new update with the Wyckoff range. We try to solve this issue with more in detailed volume analysis. I haven't seen the new version yet of the Wyckoff range, but this is the target to solve this issue. And of course, now once we broke to the upside, the target is again there, right? I think this is there. I think that's how it is. Yes, that's how it is. It should be like this. So all this belongs to the same Wyckoff range. The Wyckoff range ends when this horizontal lines end. Okay, when the price goes above this horizontal lines and the horizontal lines stop, then the Wyckoff range is over. Like here, Wyckoff range is over there. Okay, this Wyckoff range is over there. Okay, good. And until we still have the lines, it is in, I would say, detection of this Wyckoff range, detection mode. Good. I just clicked through my list and looked through, so I did this just manually. Okay, nice. Hello, Philip. I find the prices very high above the 200-day moving average and the VIX isn't even at 25. I sold almost everything again today and took small profits. I'm now only 6% invested. Is okay. Well, everybody has to find, and this is one of the most important things. I cannot give you an advice if this is okay or not. The most important thing is, how do you feel good with this, with your decisions? Because if you don't feel good, if you cannot sleep well, if there's something in your tummy or whatever, you cannot make proper decisions and you will not be successful. Take your mindset into account, take your well-being into account when it comes to trading or investing decisions. And for example, in my ETFs, I'm fully invested 100%. You can subscribe to my ETF premium and you will see it week by week, and you will get a notification via email when I decide on my ETF investments. I'm not this guy who is selling my ETFs here and there, because ETF investments, when we have a stable and valid trend, and still look at this stable and valid trend, it's an uptrend. We are approaching new all-time highs. So why to think about selling? Of course, you can try with a massive account, you can try to grab the bottoms and sell the highs. Yes, of course, if you don't have anything else to do. I think it is, so I was not as successful with my ETFs as staying in a trend. And when it's really, really bearish and we have the potential of 10, 15, 20% correction in the indices, then I sell my ETFs. But this is never at an all-time high or close to an all-time high, because I want to be invested in strong uptrends. And so as long as the trend is there, we stay. I gave some thought to the zone change after color. It looks like we can assume that if the zone changes quickly after color, large players are rapidly covering their positions. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. This is also what we see, what we saw, and we will deep dive more into it with another version of volume indicator. Another version of volume indicator is in development. I don't know if I showed it already here on this live stream, but I think in 1 month we will have another version ready with a slightly different approach, slightly different colorful candles, and there is a lot of information in the differences. Currently, we are trying to find out the differences, and we are trying to make the second version of volume indicator better. But as always, the holy grail is somewhere in the middle, I think. But we will see. Are the volume bars in red, yellow, and black today guarantee for new all-time high? No, nothing is a guarantee. Wall Street, nothing is a guarantee. If we leave, if we break below this level and the colorful candles is going, then it's an absorption, and then it's time. It will be very difficult. We go lower, okay, but for now, it looks very bullish, and if the upward trend and everything should stay stable, these buyers here, they need to break to new all-time highs. So if we don't make new all-time highs today or tomorrow with these colorful candles, then the upward trend might change, and we might come in or go to a very volatile range with very nice trading opportunities, of course. But nothing is a guarantee. But as long as the colorful candles are staying, it's guaranteed that the potential is there to go directly to new all-time highs. But I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens in 1 hour, in 2 hours, in 15 minutes, or in 20 minutes. Actually, I don't know. Nobody knows. I think nobody knows. And if they don't push anymore, because at this level here, there is that much massive limit orders, and these market orders, they cannot push higher because they are getting absorbed. Somewhen the algorithm will decide, oh, this is a very massive barrier, I cannot go, so we need to move our positions, we need to leave, and then it's done. So nothing is guaranteed, but as long as the colorful candles stay, I'm very bullish for new all-time highs. It's always an if-then conclusion. Same I said for Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin, I think we analyzed Bitcoin here. And they took a dive. They took it like pretty. It was. They went here. Come on. Where's the volume ventures? Oh, we have some problem with volume ventures. There we go. We have the 50-minute bar. I think in the 50-minute candle it was not the absorption. It was in the 1 hour chart as well. Yes. So, similar situation. Well, here we were in a downward trend, and here we had this big volume, higher volume candles than this all-time highs. So similar situation, only the difference is that here we had already a falling trend, and now we are in a range or an upward trend. But as long as these colorful candles are staying, there was the potential to directly move to all-time highs. But, well, this was very far, so it was more likely that when the colorful candle is going or leave, it's an absorption, and we continue and we go lower also after this massive spike. So similar situation we had now. Of course, this kind of level is a very important zone. If they break it, we had this here. This was the hypothesis. If they break it, this was a fake breakout with no volume. You can see this here. No colorful candles. Nobody was there buying this level. So they traded this fake. They pulled it to the downside again. And here, they didn't make new lows. Here, very massive short traders, but they couldn't continue and didn't make it to this lows. Everybody got absorbed and squeezed. All these short traders got squeezed with this bullish move. They had to reverse really fast to the upside. At the weekend, it happened. It started on Sunday. It started here on Sunday, the reversal and the bullish move, and they continued to new all-time highs. They broke this level with force and make new all-time highs. So similar situation we have now. We have colorful candles now, and from my point of view, this is a situation to buy Bitcoin to new all-time highs. Only if we break this level, we might see new lows. So for the BTC, I'm still very bullish and think we will make new all-time highs pretty soon. And once we are there, I don't know, we can decide. We can break with force to the upside and activate this target, or we can reverse to the downside, trade a fake, or don't reach this highs, of course, and trade lower, get some more liquidity. The market is always seeking for liquidity. This is what we need to always have in our head. Transactions. Transactions, transactions, and more transactions. If you get a rapid change after color, you can tend to keep stops a bit wider, as it might be a more valid top or bottom. Yes. If you get a rapid change after color, yes, you can keep stops a bit wider, as it might be a more valid top or bottom. Yes, I think so. Yes. Or scale in a bit more. I would scale in a bit more. Yes. Scale in a bit more and keep the stops a little bit more tighter, you mean, I think. Not wider, tighter. I want to have 1.8 again off 1st of August to go all in again. Yes. I have 2 new ETFs maybe for your Sunday video. X trackers, AI, big data, and iShares, MSCI, global instructors. Super performance. Yes, that's right. The problem is that if I want to analyze ETFs, it's very difficult. I need to analyze the stocks. So ETF videos are it's a lot of effort to produce for me. Okay, it's a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of research here and there, and then to produce high quality content is a lot of work. So I tend to do stock analysis videos because it's very easy, it has a lot of value, and I like it. ETF videos is very exhausting for me, tiring. That's what it looked like to me. Tighter, sorry. Yes, of course, tighter. Okay, so what else do we have? What else? What other markets do we have? We had platinum some 2 weeks ago, and last week also. We looked at platinum. We looked at the breakout here, and it's still continuing to the upside. Drifting to the upside. Trend is valid. Oh, and this is a very high target for this Wyckoff range. Wow. If I see these high targets, I think, wow, it's 22% to the max TP. This is like, okay, can we really do it? But of course, as long as the trend is there, the market might drift to the upside. Only when we fall below the demand, you see the demand in the 1 hour chart, you can use this kind of levels. You can also use these lows if you don't trust the demand. Yeah, or if you don't trust this, you can go a little bit to the range. If we go break into the middle of the range, it's very likely that we continue lower and go to the bottom of the range. They either break the range or, but as long as we stay above the demand, all this trend is valid, and it looks like a bullish, very, very bullish to me. Platinum was bullish here, so we continue bullish. All good. Always when we have colorful candles, it's time to decide. It's time to decide bulls or bears. Who is leading this move? And is this move still valid? Is this, when we see the colorful candles coming, this is crude oil on the 1 hour chart. We see the colorful candles coming. Here we were in a range or downward movement. We saw colorful candles coming, and here they pushed to new highs. You see this? They pushed to new highs quite immediately. They did not let the price fall below these colorful candles. So this is what I mean with the scenario for today's, and it's pretty similar like today's market in S&P 500. Crude oil only on the 1 hour chart. Crude oil is in a range, okay? And we get a lot of buyers at this situation, more buyers than this situation, and it looks like an absorption for now, or they have to continue. So as long as they stay above these colorful candles, that's where they started aggressively, everything is still valid, and they made it to new highs with even more power. Then they fall back, another exhausting high, and then they broke the demand, this demand, and it's done. Okay. Short movement again. Always when we see colorful candles, it's time to decide, enter short here immediately or not. Time to enter short immediately. Here we see colorful candles coming, but it's nothing. This is more black, everything black, no real, it's just an upward drift. And from my point of view, it is time to, when we see more colorful candles here, it's time to sell again. We might get a second attempt to this lows. And build the range like we had it here. Low, a little bit higher, second attempt, third attempt for this range. It looks like this level where we are trading crude oil is very massive. It's a range. We break to the downside, trying to go back to the range. But from my point of view, still this might be short. A good short opportunity somewhen when we see a change of character here and continue to the downside. Of course, now the trend is to the upside, so why to trade short? No. If you are in a long position, manage your risk, because this trend here is to the upside. Move is to the upside. That's why yeah, it's good to decide which direction you're trading. I mean, trade in trend direction. Or we have a range, then you can trade the ranges and the extremes. Okay, I think that's it for today's live stream. We have only 6 people still here. For me, the question is always, you want me to continue these live streams? I think yes, we'll do it half an hour at least every week. This is good to keep this YouTube live stream not that long. Half an hour live stream, answer your questions, and then it's good for everybody. And of course, I would love to see your comments. I would love to see your comments and your markets, which you want me to analyze in our Discord community. Okay, Discord community, we have Public Square Talk. Public Square Talk, this could be your channel. Okay, and please send your markets which you'd like me to analyze for next live stream there, and we'll have some discussion here. Thank you very much for your time, for your questions, and as always, yes, go on. Yes, go on. No. 7 people now joining. Of course, I can continue forever because I love what this is. Yeah, VIX is trading at 16. VIX is not really high. 16 is low. Okay, I think that's it. Cotton looks somewhat interesting here. Okay, let's take a look at cotton. Okay, when I take a look at cotton, it always depends on your trading style. Cotton was the most ugliest market for a very long time. Look, since this year, it is in a very rangy market. So this market is a range market and it plays the fake. So the question is, which direction do we want to trade? If we take a look on the 4-hour chart, I see a falling trend. So I want to trade in trend direction to the downside. Where are the levels on the downside? We have some liquidity here. It's already taken. We have some liquidity there. Is this trend to the downside still valid? Yes, it is. From my point, it's still valid. Yeah. From my point, it's still valid to trade this market in short direction. We have some, it looks like absorption here, negative candles, but with a bullish, in a bullish area. But they can always come back. Only if we go back into this range, then I would think about long trades. Then we might, this is a falling trend on a 4-hour chart. When we break to the upside here, we can think about long trades, but everything below still short. So cotton is very difficult, might get a fake or a breakout lower. Yes, a breakout lower. As I said, these are the levels, these are the liquidity zones. Extreme order block is also here. We may trade into this and then reverse to the upside. As always, it's very good to take a look at these kind of sharp reversals. How did they sharp reversals happened with a lot of colorful color, and then it went, color went, and we had a very sharp move to the upside. So this situation can show us that this is a fake breakout to the downside, but as long the market is more or less drifting, so I would say it will drift more, continuing to the downside. Good. Let me end today's live stream. I would love to see your markets in the public Square Talk in the Ethereum channel, because then I can also prepare a little bit. We don't need to jump right in these markets, and yeah, maybe we find good trading opportunities. Post your trading opportunities if you like in the public Square Talk. This is also very nice. Do some interactions, and I would love to answer your questions and your posts there. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you next week again, same time, same place. And as always, trade safe, watch your risk and money management, and yeah, see you in the next webinar. I hope it was valuable for you today, and yeah, I wish you successful trading. Bye-bye.